If you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your, it feels good. Right. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. And when I first said this years ago, people were like, you're crazy, because everybody wants to believe it's like assault and you're being thrown up against the wall and you're being... And I have said for years, if the abuser is any good, it feels good.
I understand the point she's trying to make. If an abuser appeared passionate and caring, a child may not know if he or she is being abused. However, the phrase, if the abuser is any good, is problematic because it implies that some abusers are better than others, which is not accurate. Abuse is always wrong. There's no such thing as a good abuser. Also, let me say this. Oprah, I'm aware of your past association with Jeffrey Epstein and your frequent visit to his pleasure island, allegedly. Interestingly, when the allegation against him came about, every single last photo of you on the internet with him mysteriously disappeared. But anyways, Oprah, I don't know what he taught you on that island, but there's no such thing as a good abuser. Please shut up forever.
Warning: Dave's content is not for the weak. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today we're going to be talking about Oprah and why everybody hates her. And honestly, by the end of this video, you're probably going to hate her too if you don't already hate her. Now, to not draw this video out and not make it any longer than it needs to be, I'm only going to be talking about certain things that caught my attention about Oprah and not every single controversial thing she's been in. Because if I do that, as you know, this will be a 6-hour video. I don't want that. You don't want that. But anyways, let's get straight to it. So if you guys didn't know, around 1993, Michael Jackson was the biggest star in the US. There wasn't a lot of artists that came close to being as big as Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a S tier when it came to fame. He used to have ambulance at his show because a lot of people would faint and pass out just by seeing this dude. I mean, Michael Jackson was huge. Now, on the other side of that, there was a lady named Oprah. Oprah had her show back then, but she wasn't as known technically. She was still getting her foot under her as far as becoming a world-known talk show host. Basically, she was a struggling YouTuber like me. Now, I don't know how this happened, but somehow Oprah was able to get an interview with Michael Jackson. Now, this was good for Oprah because now every single eye in the US will be watching her, and that's gonna propel her to new heights. So this interview was very important to Oprah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson. Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With Brooke Shields?
Yes, and another girl.
And another girl? I'm going to ask you this, and it's embarrassing for me to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you a virgin?
How could you ask me that question?
I just want to know. I want to know.
I'm a gentleman.
You're a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman.
So they did the interview, and it went great. That interview had 93 million people watching live. And honestly, after that interview, Oprah's career skyrocketed. She thanked Michael Jackson for making her career take off. Michael Jackson went back to doing what he's been doing, and everything went back to normal. Now, fast forward around 2018-ish, Michael Jackson died, and everybody still recognized him as the king of pop. Now, before Michael Jackson died, as you guys know, he had these accusations against him that he was messing with kids. Till this day, we don't know. We don't know if it actually happened, and he's never been convicted. Now, there were 2 accusers that was adamant that Michael Jackson touched them when they were a child. So they reached out to Oprah and said, hey, we need to come on your show to express our truth. And Oprah said, okay, well, this is way bigger than Michael Jackson. People need to hear this story, and we need to hear these victims' testimonies so we know what steps to take for our kids so it won't happen to any of them.
For me, this moment transcends Michael Jackson. It is much bigger than any one person. This is a moment in time that allows us to see this societal corruption. It's like a scourge on humanity.
Now, some people were on the fence about that because, well, Michael Jackson is dead. Even if you did have proof, how are you going to convict him? This is purely a stunt to get money out of Michael Jackson's foundation. Michael Jackson fans were saying, Oprah, you're deliberately tarnishing this man's career. These people are clearly trying to get money out of him. He gave you your biggest interview of all time, and this is how you're gonna repay him? By tarnishing his legacy? Oprah got a lot of hate out of that interview, but she still did it. Now, fast forward a few months later. Oprah, best friend. Oprah, right-hand man. Harvey Weinstein. They used to party together. They used to go on lunch together. They used to do all sorts of things together. Well, Oprah, best friend, just got convicted for SA assault and third-degree R-word, and they sentenced him to 23 years in prison. Wow. So your best friend just got convicted of SA assault and R-wording people, and you didn't know about it? Okay, sometimes people be hiding things in the dark, and you might not know their deep, dark secrets. I can't put that on you, but you clearly need to say something about it because you guys were best friends. Well, as it turns out, Oprah didn't say a word. Matter of fact, she went as far as scrubbing every single picture that she had taken with Weinstein off the internet. Now, here's the most critical part. Remember how I told you she interviewed Michael Jackson victims, quote unquote? A lot of people was expecting her to do the same with Weinstein, because he actually got convicted. So now the people are expecting you to give those victims a voice. She didn't do none of that. Matter of fact, she ignored every single question that came about Weinstein and those victims. So that's one of the reasons a lot of people hate Oprah, because she deliberately tried to tarnish Michael Jackson's legacy, giving the public the argument of, we need to hear the victims out, the victims need a voice.
For me, this moment transcends Michael Jackson. It is much bigger than any one person.
But when it happened to her best friend, it was crickets. Clearly, it wasn't about the victims. You used those two guys that had the accusations for ratings and clicks. Now, the next story is probably the most evil one, if I'm being honest with you.
I did assault and inappropriately touch my sister in manners that were not comfortable for her. And for that, I apologize, and I'm humbly sorry.
2 years ago, Monique revealed she had been molested by her brother and used that pain to give her Oscar-winning performance in Precious.
I feel like every single person on this planet knows the difference between right and wrong. But some of us choose to ignore it because sometimes the wrong thing can be beneficial. Essentially, what hurts you can propel me to new heights. I don't care how it makes you feel. That's exactly what was going through Oprah's head in this altercation. So the story goes like this. So Monique is an actor, chasing her dreams, doing her thing. She just won an Oscar. She's actually doing really good with her life. But on a random Monday, she got a call from Oprah. Her first thought is like, why would Oprah be calling me? Like, Oprah is huge at this point. Like, she's a billionaire. What could Oprah possibly want with me? So she picks up the phone and she's like, hello? And Oprah's like, hey, I'm just calling because I wanted to know if it's okay to interview your brother. I know he molested you, and I know you guys still don't talk to this day because it's very traumatic for you. But I want to know if I could interview him on my TV show where millions of eyes will be watching. But understand this, your brother is apologetic about what he did to you, and he want to spread the word and help people understand how to spot a predator. He's coming clean. But what do you think? Monique was taken back. She's like, well, as you know, I don't talk to my brother because what happened to me was traumatizing. But it's your show, and if he said he's a changed man, go for it. And Oprah's like, okay, thank you. And Monique was like, thank you for calling me. I appreciate that. We'll talk soon. Now, fast forward a few weeks later, Monique noticed advertisement about her whole family, including her brother, on Oprah Winfrey's show. She was taken back. She's like, wait a minute. That's not what I agreed to.
When Oprah Winfrey called me up and she said, I got a call from your brother. And this is after I won the Oscar award, right? And your brother wants to come on the show and he wants to apologize to you for molesting you. And he wants to tell other people how to look out for a predator.
Right.
I said, Oprah, I don't want anything to do with that cat. I said, and then she said, well, if you want me to scratch the show, I will scratch it. I said, sis, don't scratch it because he could be a different person. And I don't want to get in the way if that cat is a different person. I just don't want no parts of it.
Right.
Okay? When I hung up that phone, Shannon, I was like, I appreciate that sister. Like, she didn't have to call me.
She didn't?
She didn't have to call me and say, I'm going to have your brother.
Right.
I start seeing commercials with my mother and my father and my other brother who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had with the brother that was up on stage, right? We never talked about my mother being there.
She never told you that.
You know how you feel about your grandparents?
Yes, absolutely.
You know the honor and how you speak about them? Imagine you then seeing your granddaddy and your grandmama on a show, and they're talking about somebody that violated you, and that woman didn't tell you that they were going to be there. How would you feel?
I would feel like you felt betrayed.
That is exactly how I felt and how I feel. And it's not, no, I understand it. But you betrayed me, sister. And I'm not the only one.
Because at the time when she called you, she said it was just your brother.
Just my brother. And when my mother was on that show, do you know what I had to deal with, Shannon?
What's that?
I would be in the store and I would have elderly women coming up to me and they would say, your mama ain't shit.
Wow.
So basically, Oprah took Monique's situation, publicized it to everybody across the world. She included her family because, you know, you gotta up the ante. Her brother being on a show is not enough. We gotta bring the whole family and make this a whole family reunion. Oprah took advantage of Monique's sensitive situation for the sake of views, for the sake of clicks, for the sake of advertisement. She did not once think about how that would affect Monique. And it just goes to show, the more money you make, the bigger star you become in this industry. While you gain all that, you slowly start losing empathy. You slowly start losing respect for other people. And to be honest with you, that's shitty.
Have you made it to Oprah yet?
Have I made it to Oprah? I've been on Oprah a long time ago.
Okay, so
I haven't made it back, but I was on there one time.
Now, for years, Oprah have never liked rap music, mainly because she don't like to hear the word nigga. So when Ludacris was on her show promoting Fast and Furious, whatever, they got so many, I can't even remember. But he was promoting Fast and Furious. She made a comment that really aggravated a whole bunch of black people. I like your acting, but not that other stuff you do. She made that comment on the show. Ludacris was taken back. He's like, I'm here to promote the movie, not my music. My music has nothing to do with what we're doing here. Why are you bringing up my music? If you don't like it, just don't say nothing. You can just elevate my acting skills without bringing down me rapping. So during that broadcast, Ludacris responded. And from his point of view, he thought he responded eloquently. But being the egotistical person that Oprah is, you're not about to defend yourself on my show. If I say I don't like your rap music, I don't like it. How dare you defend yourself? So because the show wasn't recorded live, Oprah had her producers scrub his response from the show. So basically it was just him nodding his head and saying, yeah, I agree with you, Oprah.
Have you made it to Oprah yet?
Have I made it to Oprah? I've been on Oprah a long time ago.
Okay, so
I haven't made it back, but I was on there one time. I'll tell you.
How did it go?
You know what? We talking about the first time I was on
The first time you was on.
You didn't see it?
No, I missed this one.
You didn't hear about it?
Is this one about the N-word? Well,
No,
this is about the movie. I do remember.
Yeah.
She cut you off.
Right.
She edited out what you had to say.
Pretty much.
What was it that she edited out? Just for those who listening, who trying to figure out what was it?
It was it was certain comments that she had made about, you know, I was there for Crash, for the movie.
Yeah.
And basically she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in the movie. And of course I was up there with the whole cast of Crash.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't necessarily feel like that needed to be said. You know, you didn't agree with my music. And even if you don't agree with certain songs I made, say you don't agree with certain songs, don't say you just don't agree with all of my music.
Right.
So it was a lot of comments that actually basically she was able to say what she said, and then I had my rebuttal, and when I saw the final show, her comments were in there.
Right, was in there, but yours wasn't in there.
And mine weren't in there, so it just looked like I kind of took it.
Wow.
Like was just quiet and didn't say
yes,
nothing. I
ma'am.
did.
Yes, mother Oprah. Yes.
Now, one of the main things that Oprah got famous for was giving out gifts.
Open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3. You get a car. 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 Everybody gets a car.
You get a car. You get a car. That was one of the great benefits about getting on the Oprah show. So we thought. So a lot of things that Oprah and her producers did not expose was that every gift that was given to the audience that day was being taxed by the person receiving the gift. Remember, we live in America. You're getting taxed. If you're getting a car that's worth like $30,000 or $28,000, the tax that you would have to pay before receiving that car is $7,000. The average American is not walking around with $7,000 in their bank account. It's sad, but it's true. So when a lot of people realized that there was a gift tax that they had to pay and able to receive the car, people went out and tried to take out like a $7,000 loan so they can get that car, putting them in debt. Now you can say, well, that's just how the government works. If you receive a gift, you're gonna have to pay tax on it. You can't blame Oprah for giving you a free car. Listen, Oprah's a billionaire. Trust me, I'm not the type of guy that'll tell people how to spend their money. But if Oprah paid those people taxes, it wouldn't make a dent in her bank account. But because a lot of these rich people are so greedy, she knows that most of the audience wouldn't be able to afford the car or the gift that she's offering. So at the end of the show, when the producers introduce the gift tax to the recipient, once they see that $7,000 charge before they get the car, they're just gonna say, never mind, I don't have it. So that car goes back to her show. It goes back to Oprah. So she end up saving money. So the whole theatrics of you getting a car, you getting a car, you getting a car, it's all a stunt because she knows that she'll at least get half of that back and she'll do it to the next audience and it recycles. So more of this story, Oprah's a piece of shit. Thanks for watching my video. I'm out.
Nobody gave me the Oprah rules. She walked into the hair and makeup trailer the first day, and I'm playing music. And then I heard from her assistant 3 days later, Oprah likes silence in the trailer. And then one day I walked on the set and I was like, I was chewing gum. Because she's like, are you chewing gum? And I was like, yeah. She's like, no one chews gum around me. I was like, oh.
Evidently, you're never allowed to chew gum around Oprah.
Well,
Obama
okay.
doesn't even do it.
If you like that video, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. So like, share, and subscribe and get me there. Thank you.